Don't lose your way. Your mind, we have to be as one.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Warstorm here coming at you guys with another episode of the Team APS Community Tournament. Today we're going to be showcasing Rui on the bottom playing Shiranui Zombies versus Nod playing Cyber Dragons. Today for commentary I've got my buddy from the Yugioh podcast, Shane aka Sean. Say hello to everybody.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Alright, so it looks like so this is Rui. I've seen I think almost all the duels of his tournaments. So like he's playing obviously. I think Shiranui's have obviously gotten pumped up by Sage which is coming out in Dark Illusions, and it's an incredible card. The plays that thing open up. So it looks like
Yeah.
it looks like the Summoner Monk's coming down, which I do find a little bit the text I've seen from Rui's list is very interesting. I know I've seen Emergency Teleport, Krebons, as well as Summoner Monk, which aren't really standard in traditional zombie lists, at least from what I've seen. Alright. Yeah. Let's see. It looks like he's synchroing up for the Omega. And he's going to go ahead and pass turn back to over to Nod. And he set Omega. I feel like he could have extended a little more, but maybe Rui was afraid of his build getting Regekkied or whatever. So as we see the Twin Twisters come down.
No, Rui did exactly what he needed to.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I noticed just about my round 3 match was that I feel like I could have committed more, but I didn't want to overextend because at least half the time with some of the decks I play, I'm worried about getting hit by strike or warning. Look, he's gonna go ahead and banish. And wow, he hit the core. That's no bueno.
Misplay.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, I would definitely say the more optimal play would have been to pitch the core and twin twist with the Twin Twisters, and then you could have banished the core and then made Infinity.
Before you did core, you need to activate our repair plant to add Galaxy Soldier or something to your hand for resources.
I think he could have actually because you can't activate repair plant but the core would have already been in the grave, so you could have pitched you definitely could. I think that would have the better play would have been to pitch the core than activate the repair plant for sure.
Because he should have used repair plant because he can.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't have used repair plant. Does require you to have, I believe, a Cyber Dragon in the grave or on the field to be activated. So it would have been live.
The grave.
Yeah, at the time it would have been live for sure. And it looks like Rui's going for the spectral sword in the graveyard, just it's like a Blackwing Vayu, I believe, from what I remember. And the thing is, what makes it so good is Spectral Sword so much better is Sage Trigger also has an effect when it's banished, like all the other Shiranuis, that it special summons a target when it's banished. So it opens up some pretty fun plays for the deck for sure. And then he's going to go for a Crystal Wing, I believe. I think Crystal Wing is a pretty incredible card, but I also been noticing it's been going up in price. I believe last time I checked, it's $20. The card is good, but it's not as generic as something like something like Black Rose or Starlight or something like that. And
honestly, Black Rose has gone down then.
Yeah, but Black Rose is a card that I've pretty much as always because it's easily obtainable. As you see me messaging Nod to let him know what's going on, doing my job.
Good job.
Yeah, I had one job and I did it right this time. That's the one thing I did notice about this tournament is that one of the things I do like to say is just me being the thing is it is up to we are there to enforce rulings, but at the same time it's our job. It's the player. It is up to the players if there's a ruling discrepancy as well. That was one of the things people told me about the incident at YCS Prague where the guy had cheated. Just going a little off topic, basically the judges don't. Even if the judges see a wrong ruling, it's that they don't say anything unless players ask.
They're not allowed to.
Yeah, exactly.
They
So
can
like, so it's not
they can
like,
be kicked from the menu for interfering with the goal.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like, we're actually going above and beyond what the judges normally do at like at an event. So I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, and this might be Nod's first time going against like, and one thing about the APS tournament is, we do see a lot of OCG decks that you don't run into and cards you don't see on a regular basis, so can be confusing to some players, which is which
Yeah,
is
like my tournament.
which,
Oh, go ahead.
which is something that always does bother some players that I've talked to, like that do the tournament. They say they don't like the fact that we allow the OCG cards, but at the same time, like I feel like it really adds a lot of diversity, and that's kind of held true. I mean, just looking at all the deck lists I've seen in the tournament so far, I mean, there's a fair share of Cosmos and Monarchs, but there is a lot of diversity for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like
Yeah,
the
like, I lost to X Monarchs in the tournament, so
yeah, like, and everyone will see my round three match next week, so I'm not going to spoil anything yet. How far I got, we'll see later. But that would spoil the fun, and he looks
yeah.
like he's going to go for Void Ogre Dragon. This looks like it pretty much is a game-ending board in this situation. And he's going for another Omega. Not that he really needs. I believe he did use it's main phase 2 though. He's using Unizombi's effect, so he can't attack. I'm pretty sure Rui does main deck Zombie World for that very reason, because it's good against a lot of decks that rely on typing, and then it also turns off Unizombi's effect. He's gonna and wow, Machine Dupe it's like the best play in Cyber Dragons. Like that's must be nice.
It's guaranteed infinity unless you.
Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, pretty much, and I mean, outside of obviously power bonding, going for Machine Dupe like that is pretty incredible. I never actually realized that. I
I,
was like, but they're treated as the same name. It's so good.
yeah,
It's probably one of the better combos you can
I
actually
thought
have
I
with
played
Cyber.
Seven Dragons once, and he was like, "What?"
Yeah, like people. I mean, people like sometimes have trouble understanding that particular ruling because it's kind of weird, but it's how it works.
Yeah, this kind of pains me to see Nod play because I Cyber Dragons were like my ace deck for a long time. That's what I was playing back when I first met you guys, and it's just he's doing some things right, but he's doing so many wrong as well.
Yeah, and I can fully understand that when I watch, like, for example, when I watch someone play Dark Worlds, I can see like bad card choices from a mile away even nowadays. Like I see people playing terraforming, it makes me super salty because I'm like, Snow. I'm just like, Snow searches gates. You don't need terraforming. And
But
oh, he's
now I
gonna get.
know how.
It looks like the Nova is gonna get bottomless, and I believe from what I remember, we did have another ruling discrepancy here. Um, I believe Nova has in
No,
order
it still
for
gets the effect.
yeah, Nova won't get the effect when it's bottomless because it has to be sent to the graveyard. If I've read it carefully, like it
No, it,
is.
it gets its effect during bottomless. It doesn't get the effect if it's solved.
I remember. I think it has to be if sent to the graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. And this is where we
He,
got we were getting a little bit of a ruling discrepancy here, I believe. Bought it because he was like, "Oh, I can activate the effect, but it's not a quick effect, so you can't like activate
no, no,
Infinity's effect the special when it's bottomless. It's not like the
um,
attack."
no one will get the effect because if you read bottomless carefully, it says send to the graveyard, but if you do banish head, it
I,
technically hits the grave first.
yeah, technically, I mean, I'm not really sure. I believe Nova can't trigger when it's bottomless. I mean, because it said it's the same
I,
thing like because Nova triggers if it's like dumped from the extra deck with like Elder into like something like Zabor, for example, it would trigger. But I believe since it says since the graveyard, I just ruled it that way as you see the cutaway. So that's how I ruled it. I mean, if they're
it's the same. It's the same reasoning It's the same reasoning as Penrose against Dark Law or Macrocosmos.
Yeah, that's what my reasoning was. I
Because
mean, I did rule it that way just to make sure it was covered. So, like, if I'm wrong, I was wrong, but I believe that was the case. It looks like the Omegas are going to come back going in game 2. So, against Shiranui, I am not really sure what do you think Nod could be siding in, because, like, it's definitely not the easiest deck to side against for sure. I would say probably something like Imperial Iron Wall, because people are already siding it for Cosmos anyways. Let's see.
I'd say that would be important to do. If he's playing a good version of the deck, then which I already know he's somewhat not doing, especially with Cyber Network. But the optimal thing to do would be to take out the trap stump that you should be mating and play.
Yeah.
And then play Imperial instead.
Yeah, I've known a lot of Cyber Dragon players I've known in the past do run trap stun. It really depends on how you're playing the deck. I mean, most of the time though, it's like you're playing like turboing through your draw. You're running a lot of draw cards so you can get to your power bonds.
That's how I played it. I even ran 1 day a piece.
Yeah, and 1 day a piece is like
Yeah,
1 day a piece is like, at least in my opinion, is like a Cyber Dragon staple, because like I remember the way Yugioh No put it. He said it turns off the burn for power bond, therefore you kind of have to play it. That was, and I don't, but
I forget, is power bond effect damage or
yeah, it burns you. It burns you for whatever the attack gain on the end phase, but 1 day it basically says neither player takes damage. What you do is, like, say you like don't get all your damage in with power bond, you can 1 day a piece main phase 2, and then you don't take the damage on the end phase. So it's like the main reason.
The smart thing to do here. And the smart thing to do here would be attack with both, then main phase 2 absorb core.
Yeah, like you don't want to leave the core sitting in attack mode for sure. Oh wow, he's gonna leave the core in attack mode.
I've that up so many times.
Yeah, like a lot of people, it's the same thing like with me playing like DD, and the Regeki's gonna come down, obviously gonna get negated by Infinity. It's the same. I have the same like thing with DDDs. It's like when I play the test the deck, I'm like I never want to leave my Kepler in attack mode, because I know that like I don't want to die. Wow, the system down comes down. Wow, that's not a nice.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, the system down. He's gonna pay 1,000.
The thing is, now he can't even do Cyber Rotating. He can't do Cyber Rotating now.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing like the decks like Cyber Dragons and of course something like Despots. The problem is like everyone is citing cards that like are anti-machine cards that are used against Cosmo, and that hurts Cyber Dragons and decks like Cyber Dragons and Despots, for example. So I guess they're like talking about like Cyber Network and he's banishing, but like I was a little thinking about rulings and stuff, because I believe Cyber Dragon.
Honestly, he's doing the right thing here.
Yeah, like Cyber Dragon's Way, I believe, has an effect when it's banished. It only protects destruction by battle, though, unless I've misread it.
Since he's using Cyber Network, if that's staying on the field long enough, he'll get his Infinity back.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that that Dre only protects from battle, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't read a lot of the.
It protects being destroyed, not banished.
Yeah, I haven't.
But why is he banishing?
I'm.
He's materials.
Yeah. That's was me doing my like little thing. And see, like, and this is like me actually catching a lot of this stuff, because like sometimes in these duels, like it depends on the duel. I watch it a little more passively, but I think that would be the optimal thing to do, would be to get with something like System Down. You want to get the Infinity off the field so you can play Yugioh. And he's gonna set a few cards and pass turn. Looks of it. And obviously,
the best thing the Cyber player can do is just wait until network resolves.
Yeah,
try to beat him down until then.
Yeah, and then so he's probably gonna go for another Infinity from the looks of it. Those ways the Dre is gonna trigger. Oh, what? No. Oh, he flipped the wrong one. I'm assuming. I'm assuming he has something like Solemn Strike or something. Yeah, no, just like not quick play. Has made some like mistakes over the course of the tournament. I won't deny that, but like I do definitely
He's
see.
basically becoming a better player though. He's learning his deck much more.
Yeah, and I've watched some of his later round matches, and he's I think he's like, I can tell he's like learned how to play a little better. But I guess he like thought System Down was a quick play spell. Imagine if that card was a quick play. It'd be so good.
Dude, that'd be bad.
That'd be
That's
so,
the equivalent. That's the equivalent of Fairy Wind
yeah.
for machines.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Since we do host it on DN, we do have ruling discrepancies, but that's why we're here. That's why we're watching a lot of the matches.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, I should have asked the judge for the match for some matches so I can help with these.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's rulings from that, so
yeah, I mean, cause we can always have like the other people like we can always have Boss Mojo and Voba watching every match, but they are actual judges. I just happen to be slightly more knowledgeable than the average player on rulings. All right, and looks like he's definitely going for that Infinity.
if he has a second one.
Which the thing I've noticed is a lot of cyber like I remember watching Yugi Nono's video like deck profile on it. He said you only really need one in Cyber Dragons. Is that correct?
You only need one, but two is great.
Yeah, and
I've been testing two for a long time because I noticed that people tend to get rid of the first Infinity after dumping some resources. I put two in the field in one turn. It's glorious.
yeah. And the only thing I think I'm glad that they at least designed Infinity this way is that like you can only rank it up from a Nova once per turn. So like that was at least I think a good decision on Konami's part.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, because I feel like
It's in the colony.
yeah, imagine like how annoying the card what more annoying the card would have been if you could make multiples in a turn.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Infinity's and the other thing is that like Rui's a bit on my clock here because he doesn't want if that network resolves, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Um.
And,
Wait. Here's the problem. You can only banish the Cyber Network during your standby phase, I believe.
yeah, I believe it pops itself, and it triggers whenever it's popped. So as long as I think it goes to the graveyard. I haven't seen a network in a while.
It's his third turn after it's his third standby phase after activation.
Now he's gonna activate the system down and see if he can get it off. He's gonna get negged.
They're gonna negate this.
And I believe
At least he's better.
he tries to instant fusion when I was like I had to explain. It's like you still have to pay the cost. And I was basically explaining to him like because we don't want to be all like trail hard or whatever. We want to make sure that like we like let people have their if they make a mistake, we're going to tell them. So but that's one of the reasons we did want to play on DN is because we wanted to allow people to take back moves so they don't like screw themselves over, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I should. Right, there we go. And it looks like the Shiranui stage is going to get its effect. Not the best editing on my part, but I've had a ton of matches to get like sorted out over the past few weeks. So opening with Sage is obviously it's like opening Lone Fire and like Plant Synchro. It's like gets a lot of your plays going for sure.
He's going for Uni.
Yeah, you need for Mizuki and then probably bring back the Sage and then Synchro Summon for I believe the Sage, yeah.
He's gonna go for Cypram.
Yeah, you definitely go for it makes basically like the MVP for a lot of the zombie decks because you can just start looping your Mizukis over and over again. And on a personal level, I've I love the card in decks that where I like it to recover banishing resources. I mean, I use it in magicians to loot my tuning magicians over and over again, and it's gonna be really annoying to my opponents.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so that obviously he's gonna return the Mizuki back during the standby phase. The only thing I don't like about Omega is how annoying it can be if your opponent's able to drop multiples on you, because it can just start hand looping you, and no one really, like, hand is supposed to be one of the more sacred things. I mean, that's why Wind Up Carrier is banned, and cards like Delinquent Duo are banned, for example.
Yeah.
And set 3 and set 4. What is this, Teller Knights? And if I'm Rui,
Nobody needs to talk about the tolerance.
no, no one likes Teller Knights, right? So if I'm Rui here,
I hate those things.
I just go straight to battle phase and just attack to see if my Omega gets hidden. Because worst come to worst, I can just cycle my Sage back into the deck. But it looks like he's gonna go for another Sage play. For here, personally, I think that was what I would have done. Is just like when my opponent says a lot of traps, I'll just summon a monster and attack and just see if I can bait out whatever.
I don't trust that many back row.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, I remember back during hat format with when I was playing Battle Boxers, I would just, rather than just attack into all their stuff, I would just back row, just summon Thrasher and see if I could get a hit in before like doing all my combo plays main phase 2.
Well, see what he's doing. He's going for a second Omega.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he's doing. Although like because he doesn't have Zombie World up, he really can't, like, he probably is not planning on attacking this turn, I would assume, unless he does go for Shogun, which is not out of the realm of possibility.
Shogun's a win condition, but it's not. He'd be stupid
He's
to do
gone
so
for
now.
Void Ogre Dragon, which unless he has like all these cards in his can set like every card in his hand. I don't know. Going for Void. Yeah, he's gonna set everything from the looks of it. I'm guessing like he's gonna go ahead and pass turn because he can't attack due to Unizombies restriction.
Go format anybody? My God.
Yeah, no. So all the trash. This is like hot. Like, I don't know if you played during hat format, but I just remember like the ridiculous, like unless you're playing against Mermails, like the ridiculous volume of back row. like I remember for a whole like year or so during like between hat format and uh the Duelist Nix Challengers, like everyone was main decking Wiretab just because all the traps. I got looks like the
played during hat, sadly, but
yeah, hat was actually like looking back, as much as I hated the format like at the time, like it was actually really fun format. Looks like the Cyber Dragon looks like the Cyber Dragon's gonna go. He's gonna go ahead and Twin Twister. Looks like he hit a system down, and I don't recognize that card that Nod is playing. This looks like a Summon Reactor SK. I haven't seen those in a long time, since like 5D.
I've seen decks around it still, but
yeah,
I've seen him mix Machina constantly.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Summon Reactor card since like the 5D's anime. It looks like he's gonna just summon the Summoner Monk because he wants to get it. Obviously, if you're Rui, you want to get it out of your hand. And he can probably, if he doesn't have a live Mizuki, he can still make a synchro play here if he goes for like a Unizombie. But he's gonna go for another Sage. But if I'm Rui here, instead of going for another Unizombie, I think I would go for the level. I would consider going for the level 6 synchro, possibly going for because Sage also summons the he's gonna go for Spectral Sword. That's what I thought he was gonna do. So he can still attack this turn. It makes more sense to go for Spectral Sword instead of Unizombie. Because he still has I believe he still has he can either use the Spectral Sword's effect from the grave. So he's going for a Goyo Guardian. I'm surprised he didn't. I wonder if Rui actually plays Stardust Charge Warrior, because that's like a lot more common than a Goyo Guardian
I don't think he
nowadays.
plays.
Yeah, I haven't seen like that's the sad thing about Goyo Guardian was I like when it first came off the ban list I thought like oh my god this card is stupid good, but then like it hardly saw any play. So from this position, I think Rui's in a pretty winning position. If all those attacks go through, I don't really think there's anything Nod could do in this situation for sure. Oh wow, looks like that's gonna be game. Looks like Rui's gonna be moving on to round 3. So anyway, guys, as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video today. Really appreciate when you guys watch my videos. It's on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. And stay tuned next week for more matches from the Team APS Community Tournament.